Hello everybody and welcome back to Dyson Sphere program. Our mecha's looking around and so are we. There's a little more to see. I went ahead and stamped down some mining drills over here, as well as a new stone brick smelter. That's basically all this is going to do. We're going to merge that with our little steel plant over here to create a juicy foundation. Oh baby, I want like 1 billion of this stuff just stacked up, ready to go. In fact, let me get rid of some of the... I don't know why I've got so much stone on me. What's that about? Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm getting lost in the weeds already. We haven't even started. All this is our normal 6x6 smelter blueprint, which is available in the blueprint as well. And I just basically copied off a single piece over here and stamped it down over there. It's super modular. You love to see it. So we got 3 lanes of stone, and that's because this stuff gets consumed at an insane rate. When you make foundation, it is 1 steel, not much at all, to 3 stone. Kinda crazy. So if we want to make 6 per second, we actually need 12 stone per second, which is a little bit ludicrous. Wait, no, I'm wrong. We need 18 stone per second. Well, I'm currently producing 9, so we won't make 6 per second, we'll make 3 per second. And you know what? That's fine. Foundation's something you sort of build, forget about, and come back to. So let's get our blueprint book out. I've organized it a bit. We now have basic assembling and smelting. We're going to use our standard 2-in, 1-out assembling pattern for this, because there are 2 ingredients and 1 output. Pretty crazy how nature do that, huh? Okay, let's stamp it right there. That's going to be good. I'm going to just run the steel as it is into this now, but I mean, it doesn't matter too much. Like I'm not fussing, you know. As in what I'm saying is, like, even though we won't use a full line of steel, it will be interesting to just sort of have, you know, it's easier just to run the whole thing, and we can split it off later. And I'm going to bring in the stone like so. Now, something that does pose an interesting conundrum, I suppose, is what do we do with this 3rd belt? The ideal way, actually, you know what? I'm being silly. We should actually put the stone on the outside, and I'll tell you why. It's because that was not what I meant to do. I just deleted the entire steel line. Yep. Okay, you gotta cut it off, then shift click. You know this, largely unemployed. Come on. Okay, hold on. Let me fix my mistakes. I will, by the way, go ahead and blueprint the steel. I will just clean up. I'll go do it somewhere where the sort of belts can be a bit cleaner, and I will add that to the basic smelting blueprint book that you guys will be using. All of this will be available with episode 1. There'll be a Google Drive folder that you can just download. I think that's the easiest way to do this. And yeah, it'll just be publicly available. You can download, and then as I update the blueprints, I will periodically go back and update that folder. I will try to keep it updated, but realistically, it will probably be ahead of the series, considering I'm recording these in batches of 2 to 3 at a time. Let's also go ahead and set these recipes before we have any more downtime, and then I'll just show you what I'm thinking of doing about the rest of this. Okay, stamp out some foundation, It'll be interesting to see if the belts can keep up. I don't think they'll be able to. I'm fairly certain that it will probably be able to supply like up to here reliably, which is why I'm thinking maybe we just add a little bit more on each line. Slap one of these over there, right? Hear me out. Bring in this excess belt. This is a little bit janky, but it might work. I've actually never tried something like this. So we'll feed this into the splitter. The lower down one will come out and join this line. That may help feed those machines. And then the up top one, I'm going to move up a layer using the up arrow key. And we're going to move through these machines over here. A little bit crazy, I know. And then come down a level. And then same thing, we just sort of rejoin in the middle. It'd be interesting to see if this does it. So this will basically take that 1 full lane, so 6 items per second, and split it into 3. So 3 items per second on this one, 3 items per second on this one, and maybe that'll allow it. I mean, I know it's backing up now, that's because we're not doing anything with the output, but maybe that'll allow us to, I don't know, like run these all 6 machines at once. I haven't done the maths. I don't know. We don't do the maths around here, okay? You must have learned this by now. Alright, you're just gonna make me like just an obscene amount of foundation. It won't use too much steel. We have quite a lot of iron over there, 270,000, and I have almost 1 million stone. So really, we kind of just want to use up the stone. That's sort of the dream here. And I'm just going to let this thing go. If it wants to make 10,000, it can make 10,000. We got a whole lot of ocean to fill. Ooh. Okay, you join me over here on the nice side of the planet in a completely new area. We've got a whole bunch of oil around here, and that's actually going to be the goal of today's episode, is to get oil refining, processing, and just sort of general businessary done and dusted. As I've been going around the world, I've just sort of, whenever I see one of these oil spots, I just kind of put it down, get it mining, and start stacking up oil in the tank. And again, once we unlock the sort of interplanetary logistics networks, we will be able to modularly move oil around. So it's good to have it all on a network, and just having it mined up means we can move it onto that network really, really quickly. This is not necessary, it's just a bit of future-proofing I like to do. As nice as it is to have all this oil, though, it isn't doing much for us all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. No, we want to bring it down, I think, to sort of this area here. And this is where we're going to refine it. We'll have to move the power poles, of course. I'll go get some foundation, we'll cut out a nice square rectangle for us to work on, and we're going to produce a hell of a lot of hydrogen and other surplus goods. I do note that this is a 3.2, that's a 2.5. The two of these combined is actually sufficient to stack a belt fully. I want to get 2 full belts out of here. This is a 2.1, that's a 2.9. A match made in heaven, to be sure. It's not quite 6 per second. You know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. 5 per second, I can work with 5 per second. But in order to produce that hydrogen and energetic graphite at an insane rate, we are going to need X-ray cracking. This is a much more advanced form of oil refining, which basically takes the output of this practice, adds a single piece of coal, and removes the refined oil, instead giving you just hydrogen and energetic graphite. This is kind of what you want to use in order to make red cubes on a really, really major scale. It's because, it cleans up all the stuff you don't need. There then is a secondary one over here, reforming refine, which is just hilarious, refining the refining, which basically lets you do a very similar thing. Does this one take coal? Actually, I don't remember. No, sorry, it just takes the outputs of this thing and turns it into just what you want for the research. Then you got this one, which takes the output of the original recipe, adds a piece of coal, and turns everything, including the hydrogen, into basically some refined oil. So that's what you want to use to make plastics and stuff when you only want refined oil, and use X-ray cracking to make stuff for the science. And would you believe it, this box had 2,443 foundation for me already. It's been maybe 15 minutes since we put that together. Kind of insane how quickly it produces. It is going to eat up all our steel, but you know what? That's what this box over here is for. This is siphoning off all the stuff that doesn't need to be used by the bus. So that's just okay. I've got 60 of these refineries. We might actually need more, but for now I'm going to say that's good enough. Let me go grab some more belts from... I must say, being able to fly is very useful. This is the Mecha Sail upgrade. Where is that initial belt box? Oh yeah. What do we got? This is like a dedicated belt maker. Let it run. 3,000 belts? Sir, don't mind if I do. We're going to use a lot of these right now. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp this all down. Okay, here we are on our little island. We're going to grab our foundation. We are going to maximize the size of this bad boy. So let's say full grid. And you know what? I might not make purple foundation. I'm happy to just go with default for now. It's a nice bit of concrete. And we are actually going to stamp down a little working area for ourselves. This will give us back soil pile. This is kind of like a universal resource you use to do landscaping. Pretty hard to get it in the box. I wish there was a way to can you hold shift and lock it into the box? No. Control? No. Alt? Oh. Did Alt do something? No, it didn't. It'd be nice if you could lock yourself to the grid when placing these, because it's very easy to spill out. But you know what? That's a very minor pet peeve. There are bigger issues in the game. Let's have some multiplayer before we have grid locking. I'm okay to wait. Okay, so I have actually gone ahead and off camera prepared a little blueprint for us to work with here. Let me go pick it up. Okay, this is my largely unemployed oil refining blueprint, stolen directly from Rock Paper Shotgun, the games journalism website. They do amazing work, and this thing is actually theirs. It actually needs to be built from left to right, I'm now remembering. So we're going to stamp this down over here, and I will explain how it functions. Oh, there we go, and that's exactly what we needed in order to make this thing actually work. So one of these belts of 6 per second can support one recipe of this form. It can support 12 machines doing this recipe. This machine can support 2 machines doing the X-ray cracking recipe. So total, we can have 12 basic oil refining sort of things going on one belt, and 24 X-ray cracking going on another. So we can produce a truly insane amount of hydrogen. Alright, let me walk you through the steps one by one, and hopefully it will all make sense in a second. Oh, I noticed this blueprint is actually missing that. So let me build this and then stamp it out correctly, because that's not going to work otherwise. So we're going to make some more space for ourselves. We need to start off with one of these, an oil refinery. This takes crude oil and turns it into other products. You need to give yourself, I think it's 4 tiles of space between the different things. So we're going to go there. That's right. So this machine is going to crack oil into refined oil, crack crude oil into refined oil and hydrogen, right? So we need to deal with both of those byproducts. First things first, we know that the X-ray cracking recipe, let's actually put down the other 2 machines because we're going to be feeding into them. This. We know for a fact that the X-ray cracking recipe consumes both of the crude oil, you can choose one of the 2 refined oil we produce. So we need to make 2 machines to consume both of the refined oil we produce, otherwise we'd be left with an excess, right? It's making sense so far. Let me move... Try and get this as similar as possible so it can be, actually be stamped. That should go to there. Okay, so on this belt over here, we're going to pull out that refined oil that we just spoke about. We want to take it out of this machine. We're going to put it into this machine and put it into... Angles, it's weird. What? Okay. One further. There we go. Put it into this machine and put it into this machine, right? That makes sense. We create the refined oil, we consume the refined oil. Lovely. Now, we need to deal with the output of this one, which actually, I suppose let's deal with the hydrogen first. I think we want to take the hydrogen out of this machine and feed it into those machines in front, because they require hydrogen and refined oil in order to make more refined oil. So we're going to run that forward just like this. Hydrogen will come out. Again, we use tab to select the filter, and hydrogen is going to go in, right over here, and over here. Alright, but now we have a bit of a problem, because if you look at the ratios on this stuff, let's just clear the recipe on this guy. If you look at the ratios on this stuff, right, this thing produces 2 refined oil and 1 hydrogen every 4 seconds. This thing consumes 1 refined oil and 2 hydrogen per second. It's flipped, which means the only way we can actually produce enough hydrogen to feed into this thing is to feed its output back into itself, because it produces 1 extra, which means basically every time we run this cycle, we're going to get 1 hydrogen, 2 refined oil. That 1 hydrogen will feed half of 1 machine. The 3 outputs that then this one produces will feed the other machine. And then the output of this one will be fed back in, feed this machine, and then we'll have, I think it's 1 or 2 extra that actually gets pulled out of the whole system. It'll all make sense in a second. So what we're going to need to do then is, of course, extract that extra hydrogen. So we need a second belt to run out. We don't want to put it on this belt. We don't want it to get clogged up. We want a second belt, right, that we can feed out and extract the hydrogen from this machine. But now we need to deal with the energetic graphite it produces, so we're going to put down another belt right over here. That'll go down, and I will deal with the core energy thing in a second, and we're going to get some energetic graphite coming out over there. Alright, it's all making sense so far. Refined oil and hydrogen come out of this, refined oil and hydrogen go into these, hydrogen comes out, energetic graphite comes out as well. So we want to get rid of the energetic graphite. We're going to keep that on this belt out here that's going to go all the way out until our science labs to be turned into red science, so we can just add that to the pile. We don't need to worry about feeding that in. That can just get the heck out of here. However, getting this hydrogen in is going to be a bit of a challenge, and that's where these splitters come in handy. Oh, hold on, I'm going to need some juice. Let me just build a couple towers. Give me a second. Okay, power situation resolved. Let's go ahead and get our splitter sorted out. So the way we're going to do this, right, if you can see under here, we want to merge these 2 lanes of hydrogen, as you know, but then we need to be able to feed them back in, right? So what we do is we grab this one here, we merge in this one with it, just like that, and it's going to look something like that. But that on its own is not going to fry the butter, as the kids say. Oh, actually, I think in my blueprint I move it forward 1. It really doesn't make a difference. This is just aesthetic. We're going to slap down our splitter right over here. Oh, actually, it's not aesthetic. It's because the splitter has to go there. Now, once again, everything inside that comes in and out of this thing is going to be kind of equally balanced, right? It's an auto balancer in a way. So we put the hydrogen in here, but then we want to be able to take the hydrogen out. We could just pull it out the side here, dump it down there, and link it back up to the machine. That would work, but then it would be kind of hard to feed in the output of this one to the next one. That's what this sort of double ramp we're seeing here is. The previous output gets fed into the top of this machine, meaning that all the excess hydrogen from these processes is starting to daisy chain its way down the line. Then this hydrogen, right, from this one, from this machine, we're going to take out the top. Well, actually, technically, it's the hydrogen from all the machines combined. And we're going to wrap it around the side, just like this. And we're going to bring it down to ground level, just over here. And we're going to merge that bad boy right up with the other ones. There we go. So now the hydrogen is produced, placed onto these two parallel belts on the ground floor. You can just see them in there. The hydrogen is brought into the splitter, it's mixed up and merged, and then all the excess, the extra stuff we don't need, is pushed out onto this belt. These splitters do have a priority. I need to be able to select it. Come on, give it to me. It's got that bug. There's a bug in the game where if you... I need to just get the interaction point. Come on. There we go. They do actually have a filter set so that it prioritizes sending the hydrogen back to the machines before it is sent out the bottom. The bottom being down here, which will come up to the... Oh, no, sorry. Bottom coming out to there and then going up a ramp. And the reason we go up a ramp is so that the next one we paste down can link up with the machine. Voila! And so on and so forth ad infinitum. There we go, and we just need to power this thing, which would have a couple... I think I have one there and one there, just to make sure everybody gets reached. Oh, and we need one down here as well. It's kind of power pole intensive now that I look at it. There we go. It is working. Alright, so that's the whole machine in place. I'm going to stamp down like a million more of these, and I'll be back when they're all running. Okay, it's all built. Damn, kind of impressive looking too, isn't it? Off these damn grid lines. Oh, that's a whole lot of oil. Now, there is, unfortunately, one more step to the puzzle here. We need to clear this out and do it all again. That's right, this is going to be a truly obscene build. I don't know if our power grid's going to be able to cope with it, but it's going to have to find a way through the darkness. I am also going to be a little bit more conservative with our foundation. We don't actually have as much as I thought we did, maybe. I'm just going to use it sort of on a single brush stroke. We're just going to fill in the land as it needs to be filled in. There we go. Just kind of, you know, just destroy a few coral reefs, you know, blank out a few ocean bed ecosystems. It's fine. It's not like there's anything important to the ocean anyway. Algae, what does that do for the environment? You know, oxygen, it's only trees make that, as we all know very well. Alright, our refinery is just about finished, and I think it's looking pretty damn cool. We just got to slap down a few more buildings over here. Let's let the drones do it. By the way, F11 hides the HUD. I'm pretty sure people have been wondering about that. A really nice way to get it done. Oh, man. That looks cool. Oh, we are becoming a bit of a galactic superpower. This is like an oil refinery the size of a continent. Prize in democracy. Holy shit, look at this. That's a screenshot worthy of Steve, for sure. I wonder if we can we line it up even better? Oh, that's something, isn't it? Damn, boy. Anyway, we now need to do something with all this hard work. Is our power grid even close to coping with this? That's what I'm wondering. Yes, actually, yes. Wow, who'd have thunked it? So we currently produce all of that to produce 2 solid belts. Obviously, this is way underrepresentative of what this can actually do. I think this number is probably a lot higher, honest with you. But we're going to stamp this into just like a gross amount of storage, and then off into a bunch of labs, because this resource will be divided between science and other doodads we need to get done with it. Now we need to make red science and send it north to where it belongs, then we can take apart that old setup over there. Where are we going to do the science? I actually want to use this oil for something else, so I'm going to slap down some foundations, fill in a few more lagoons over here, and I think we'll just do the actually I don't want to be in the way of any of this oil. Maybe we just do the science like over here. Yeah, over there looks good. Right, let's pave it all. Pave it all, I say. All right, hydrogen, come over here, and then I'm actually just gonna take up this one, and we're gonna run the energized graphite just next to it. You're gonna go right over there. We should now see the red signs getting made, and yes, indeed it is. I mean, obviously we will not be able to support this many labs. This is way overbuilt. It's, once again, we'll call it future-proofing, when really what it is laziness to do maths. Let's go ahead and run this up north, take that all the way up to our red science belt that's already there, merge with it, and we're gonna be great. And I don't really need, you know what, I will make a little buffer. For now, I want this to keep, and mostly I just want this to keep producing so that we never stop these machines. I want them always running if I can help it. So in order to stop this thing from working, I'd unplug the crude oil, but now I'm looking at it and I'm like, why? I mean, a little bit of extra red science added on genuinely actually just doesn't hurt. Just let them both work at it. It's not like we need the materials back or anything, so I'm just going to plug this thing back in. If it wants to work, let it work. You know, let the people work if they want to, I say. Let's also just go ahead and do a quick charge up, and then we're going to do the second part of today's episode, which is going to be getting into making some chemical processes. We're going to be making graphene, we're going to be making plastic, and that should be all the bits and pieces we need to get out into outer space and go on an adventure. We won't be able to get that far out, but we will be able to go to another planet tomorrow, I'm hoping. Alright, let's begin our next step of the journey. In order to create graphene, we might not get to plastic today, but in order to create graphene, we need to create sulfuric acid, and we need to create energetic graphite. Well, turns out, got a lot of energetic graphite right over there. That part's kind of sorted. We also need to make sulfuric acid. That is refined oil, stone, of all things, and water. Oi. Well, I don't have any water pumps on me. I noticed I'll have to go get back and get some, but we do have a nice flat edge right over there. We can place some on. And we have a bunch of oil right here, so let's go ahead and refine that oil. But with which recipe, you ask? Well, this is where the refinement comes into play. What an incredible name, let's be real. I'm going to grab my blueprint. This is from my main play game. This is one I've used. This one's actually of my own concoction, believe it or not, unlike the other one up there, which again is fully credited to Rock Paper Shotgun. Alright, vertical construction level 2. You'll love to see it. Let's stamp this down. Very nice, and we're going to bring this in here. That is our coal line. And this thing is super duper simple. It takes crude oil, it takes coal, turns hydrogen and refined oil into exclusively refined oil. That's the whole thing, that's all it does. We're going to stamp down a bunch of these and be done with the stamp plates. Again, we're going to put down 12, I think. Okay, it seems to always be night when I get back to recording. Also, I don't know why I thought it was 3 a.m. It is 10:47 p.m. My brain is extra cheese. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. We are producing refined oil in pretty severe amounts. Let's go ahead and turn that into yummy, yummy sulfuric acid. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Where do we want to do that? That needs stone. I see stone here. I think this might be the spot right over there. Okay, let's go flatten it. Alright, we're going to fuel the entire planet's economy from this tiny pond over here as well. These are all our water collectors. They're a bit weird. They produce 55 per minute, so just less than 1 per second. So in order to fill a belt of 6, you need 7 of the things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, like that. That's going to be 1 belt. And then we'll just sort of see how many we can get out of here. If we get a couple partial belts, it's not the end of the world. Or we might just remove them then. We only need sets of 14, multiples of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, well there's 6. Okay, we'll do it like this. Okay, let's pop down a chemical plant and work out what we need to do to make this. So it is water, sulfuric acid, and stone. We need, very weird ratio, by the way. It's 6 to 4, so 6 seconds to make 4, which is basically 3 seconds to make 2, right? That's a bit of an easy thing to work with in my head. We have thrusters unlocked. We should keep the research going. Hold on, we'll come back to this. Let's get planetary logistics unlocked. I think I'm just going to kind of start unlocking stuff. I don't think we're going to use the drones. To be honest, they're not very good. We can kind of just shortcut that and go to planetary logistics. Let's get crystal smelting done. We do need the crystals to make other stuff. I guess we can get solar collectors now. It's not like we can really use them. We can get photon energy conversion and geothermal extraction as well. But first we need supermagnetic field generator. All of this stuff, don't worry about it. Like, it's all just sort of intermediary products. Like, these things you can place on the lava planet to make lots of power for you. It's not a huge deal. This is to start building your Dyson sphere, but we can't actually use the energy we create until we unlock this, and it's very inefficient at first. We might get into that, but I'd like to go to interplanetary first. We can get high-tier assembling machines. Why not? We do need silicon in order to make them, because you make CPU cores, you need silicon plates. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're making sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid takes 6 seconds to craft, to make 4 of it, which means that in 6 seconds, in 1 second, one machine will make, maths, 2/3 of a sulfuric acid, right? Yeah, that seems right. So in order to get that to a number I can actually divide, we need to go up to 3. So in 3 seconds we will make 3. Oh god, hold on, no, I'm blanking out here. Okay, I had to actually literally break out a calculator to do this in 6 seconds. Oh man, I'm so stupid. Okay. The bounds of my own stupidity never cease to amaze me. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble understanding this. This is a 3-to-2 ratio, which means in order to make 6 per second, we just multiply the 2 by 3. So 6, then 3 by 3 is 9. We need 9 machines to make 6 per second. Dude, like, there's a reason I went into law, okay? Okay, I'm very dumb, alright? Anyway, we're gonna make a whole bunch of sulfur now. Please don't judge me. I think the best way to do this will be just mirror this. We're gonna have to mirror one of the outputs, or one of the inputs, rather. And I think the best one to do that with is going to be stone. So we'll have a line of stone coming in on either side, sort of like this. And the idea then is because we just because we have to like take in so much of it, it might be a good idea to I don't know, just like have it closer to the machine, right? So they can pick it up faster. Therefore, the transfer rate's a little higher. Then the thing we need the second least of is going to be the refined oil. So I think I'll run that down the middle. So one half of the machines will get it really quickly. The other half will get it at a slightly reduced speed. Both of them will get it, quickly enough. And the thing we need the least of is the water. It goes 864. So we'll run the water down the sides here. Okay, very cool. Now, we also need to take the stuff out. Another important caveat, you do actually want to extract the resources you produce in this game. Do I want my... Excuse me, sorry. I think I actually want it to go that way. Let's just get it out of the way here, and we'll do our classic thing of just extending the output a bit so we know where things are coming from. Okay, that should just work when we turn it on now, I think. Let's plug everything in and have a look. Then let's bring in the stuff. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, though, I do want to blueprint this. Because this should be pretty good as a blueprint as it stands. It won't copy the contents of the pipes, of course. We're going to call this sulfur, or sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Did I spell that right? I genuinely have no idea. I did. Wow, first try, Mom. Aren't you proud? Okay, we're going to save blueprint. Awesome, that will go in the oil book, which will be added when this episode is live. And we don't need to stamp it again. I think just one stack of sulfuric acid is probably enough for a small man just trying to get by. Get in, get out. There we go. Cool. Cool. That'll be our refined oil coming in there. Just run these straight down. Link you up like this. Link you up like this. That's our stone plugged in. And I'm going to have to do a little bunny hop on this part so that it can actually reach. There we go. And now we need to get our refined oil, which is all the way down there. Damn it. Gotta run it back. Well, actually, I suppose the simple solution here is actually just to flip the input. Yeah, that's definitely the easier way to do this. Nice, here comes the refined oil in now. Again, it's somehow nighttime. It's always nighttime, man. Whenever I start talking, when I'm building, when I'm chilling, bright as day. Perfect for YouTube recordings. The second I'm like, oh, well, let's put something on camera, they turn off the damn lights on me. It's a conspiracy, I'm telling you. Anyway, conspiracies aside, valid or otherwise, we now have sulfuric acid. Yay! Woo! Oh, it doesn't get better than that, does it? That sweet, sweet bubbling acid. Yummy. And we're going to stack that real tall for now. That's just going to go in there. Okay, awesome. Now I just want to make sure this thing is actually producing at the rate we want it to, because next step is going to be graphene. That's going to be sulfuric acid and a little bit of energetic graphite. Well, would you believe it? We got exactly what we're looking for right over here. So, sulfuric acid, it is your turn to come with me, ma'am. I would like you to hop over here. I want to do my graphene. Actually, let's move that up one, just so it doesn't get bamboozled. Alright, stay flat. Come up one. There we go. Very nice. Don't want to get anything away. And come down to horizontal. And let's pop this a little bit closer. Come down. And you step forward one more, and then you come down, and we're in the exact same place. How am I so bad at this? There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, cool. Sulfuric acid on the bus. Now we need to basically do the exact same thing. So I'm going to we just have fewer ingredients. So sulfuric acid had 3 inputs, this only has 2. So we're going to do the same thing with a very similar build. We're going to need 9 machines. It's the same ratio, it's 3 to 2. So 3 seconds to produce 2 items. So I'm going to not be bamboozled by this one, and instead simply place down 9 chemical plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. And this will be mirrored. And we only need, we'll need a lane on either side for the energetic graphite, because it has more of that, and then just a single lane in the middle for the sulfur. Or sulfuric acid, rather. Here we go. It's yoink you. You're coming with me, kid. Oh, thank you. Super magnetic field generator. Hell yeah. That's what they used to call me in high school. Alright, we are going to have to upgrade this to a 12 belt throughput at some point. Because, yeah, we're not going to be able to run both of these on one, but for now I am just going to throw in a splitter. I wouldn't recommend this, by the way. I think this is a bad idea, but this does allow us to at least just get it done for now, right? Can I make higher tier belts yet? I can. I just need some of these. What do these need? I just need a bunch of magnetic rings, basically. Maybe that's something worth doing. Either way, we're going to lay this out. I will build the, as always, I will build the blueprint first so that you guys can just copy it at home. If that's something you want to do. And we just designate my inputs as such. I will do everything on the same side for now, even though that's not how we're going to use it. Just to make the blueprint. And the output can be in the same direction as well. That way. And this is going to be made up of graphene. And the reason, by the way, I was talking about fire ice in the first episode is because it's the alternative recipe for graphene. 2 fire ice in 2 seconds gives you a hydrogen and some graphene. It's really useful because this you don't have to deal with all this sort of like oil refining. It's a lot more efficient power-wise as well. All round a good time. Alright, so we're going to input from this one. We're going to input from this one. We're going to... This is an input, so we're going to input on the side. We're going to output that point. Output this point. We're going to input from that point. Okay, and that is looking real good to me. You get the rest of the belts, these belts placed. I'll get this thing templated up off camera. I'll get this all flipped around and running. Okay, but that is graphene produced and on a belt. Very, very nice. So we're just going to stick that in a big old box for the moment. Don't need to worry about using it just yet. Graphene's kind of used for more advanced sort of constructions and things. It's really not something we have to worry about right now. We're just going to stick that in here. Stick that over there. Voila. And we're just going to stockpile a whole bunch of the stuff. What am I doing? We're going to stockpile a whole bunch of the stuff. You can actually burn it. It's just awful fuel. 96 kilojoules and negative 70%. Like, if you gotta, you could burn it, but I really wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, with graphene built, we now have all the resources we need to create a planetary logistics station. The only thing we're missing is silicon, but there is actually a roundabout way to get that. You can make 10 stone into it. It's super inefficient, but it might be what we have to do just to get us off the ground. Because we need to do high-speed assembling. Oh, that's not that important. We need to make, there we go, magnetic particle traps, these purple boys. That's what we did the graphene for, so we can get to that. Once we can make, we can also queue up some thrusters, why not? Let's queue up that, don't have to queue up that. Do we want proliferators? Yeah, we haven't even touched part 1, but I don't see why we don't do part 2. We can do deuterium. Deuterium's a good way to make some really powerful fuel. Energy storage is probably worth doing. I'm just going to kind of queue up all the remaining stuff at this point. There isn't really much reason not to. Solar sail orbits, ray receivers, high-strength alloy we can't do yet. Interstellar power transmission, that would be great, but it's slightly ahead of us, unfortunately. Let's see, what else can we get here? Drone range, I don't care about. Vein utilization, I'm not too fussed about right now either. We have almost infinite resources at our fingertips. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much all the tech we can do with blue and red. That's going to be really nice. I am actually going to turn off stockpiling for reds for the moment. Just so that we... oh, that's not what I meant to do. That is not what I meant to do. Put that back real quick. Go on. Go on. Output now. Output. Thank you. There we go. I believe that the other refinery is actually taking up the slack. Yeah, as insane as it is, this little one is actually doing the work to keep all this running. Incredible. Incredible. Well done on their part. Is my blue science keeping up? It is. Yeah, there's a few gaps, but for the most part, it is keeping up. I just noticed a pretty big error with this blueprint. It was actually outputting from this machine into this one, not onto this belt. That is pretty big as far as mistakes go. Good thing I caught that before that blueprint went up. We're just gonna stamp this down. Voila. Just like that. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and recreate this blueprint, and then we'll save it. Although it is gonna be backwards now. Yeah, I'll fix that off camera at another time. Alright, but I think that's all we got time for today, so let's recap what we did. We managed to brown out our power grid once more. We have made an enormous oil refinery, like truly gargantuan. We have produced sulfuric acid, we have produced, what is this stuff called? Graphene, and we have made basically infinite red science, as much as we could ever want. We can now, let's actually go up there and turn off this one. I think we can't actually spare the power. And in between episodes, I'm going to have the fun job of going around and, once again, oh man, you gotta love it. I'm going to have the fun job of going around once again and building a bunch of wind turbines. Guys, that is unfortunately all we have time for today. As the sun rises, I am going to love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching Dyson Sphere program today. I hope you're enjoying the series. Please do let me know what you'd like to see different, if you'd like to see anything done differently or whatever. I'm always open to ideas and suggestions. As always, I will see you in the next one. Cheers. And of course, a huge thank you to our channel members and patrons for this month. You guys rock. Kelly Ananas, Call Me Bo 82, Old Man Tater, Sir Tristan H, Knee Cruncher, Riley David, The Senate, Richard Berry, Sleep Deprived Sam, Arrivo, Charlie Weber, Murmix, Officer C4, Not K Arthur, Rob, Adachi Fanboy, LCG Canyon Sahar, Dreadnought Us, Jack Smallman, Cut Beef Go Ham, Jan the Pan, Pratham Parush, Ragnar Skull Crew, I'm Alpha, you damn right I'm not, Badass Beast, Depoyo 44, Kilithaza, Raija, Mr. King, Cairo, and Couch Potato. Thank you all very much.